Bond, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, sometimes when I call him, I want to see if the James Bond thing is there. Charlie, so what is it about this shorts and t-shirt? Is that the in thing now?
I'm a simple guy, so I like to wear things that are really simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, so simple. It's just simple, yeah. I just like to be simple.
Yeah.
Don't want to attract a lot of attention. Yeah. So.
But does it affect your work in any way? Like if you're going corporate and...
Oh yeah, well, so it depends on where I need to go and work. I dress according to where I need to go and work. So if it's a corporate and requires me to wear formal clothes, I do that.
Okay, so it's not a hard and fast rule that, but you prefer to be
I prefer,
if you have to be formal, you go formal and all that. All right, that's fine.
Yeah.
So let's talk photography now.
Charlie,
you know, there's an influx of gadgets and photographers, quote and unquote, in the system, but there's a lot of mediocre work going on. And how does it affect the good work that professionals like you do?
Well, it's like right now, photography is the coolest thing. Yeah,
everybody's doing it. Everybody wants to be a photographer.
And the idea is that like people actually think photography is easy.
Yeah.
You know, some of us make photography look easy, but it's actually not easy.
There's a lot of work behind before you even start pressing the shutter.
Yeah, so like you have a lot of people quickly rushing into it because like, I mean, as soon as you buy a camera and you create an Instagram page, I'm a photographer. Yeah, but then as time goes on, they realize that it's actually more than getting a camera and creating an Instagram page.
And clicking away.
Yeah, so that's where the passion would always separate the passionate photographers and those people who are in for...
Separate the boys from the men.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I'm not worried about the number of photographers. It's actually good because it's not every work that I can't do all the job. Yeah. And it's not every work that requires my expertise. Okay. So then they need to be that number of photographers who will be available to do when I am not available.
So sometimes you can even do collaborations and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you collaborate with a lot of photographers?
Yeah. I have most of my friends are photographers. Right. So like when maybe I buy a new gear and another friend also buy a new gear, we go out and test our gear. And I actually have a YouTube account that YouTube channel that like we do a lot of these collaborations.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So do you do reviews and stuff also?
Yeah, I do reviews. I'm actually a brand ambassador for modifier company. They are into Octaboss, Deep Octa, and so they send me their product.
And then test them?
Yeah, I test them and then I review them and do shoot like promo stuff for them.
Oh, you're a big man.
Charlie,
you're a big man working simple.
Yeah.
So is photography all about gadgets? Because if you have an Octabox, you have, speed lights, a very fanciful camera, big lens and all. Is that which makes photography? Because that's what a lot of people believe.
No, it's not about the gear or it's not about gadgets, but as a photographer or as a creative person, you get to a point where now you know that if I want to do this kind of photography, I need this particular gear for it. So it's not about... Because people start photography and they buy a lot of
everything.
Things, and then later they realize that, oh, I don't need this, I don't need this, I don't need this. But I am a fashion and portrait photographer. So then I buy the kind of lenses that would help my portrait work.
Right.
And so I don't just buy things
because they are there.
I don't just keep lenses in my camera bag because I'm a photographer. No.
Right.
Even if I'm going to do a job, I pick the particular lens for that particular job. And then leave the rest home.
Right.
So it's not about the gear, but then it's also about you knowing which gear you want to use for a particular work.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't blame the people who like want to get this, because sometimes it's the client. Like
they want to see something.
Yeah, because imagine me, like somebody calling me to come and do a job, and I go and I'm holding this old camera.
Yeah.
Like it looks like an old camera.
Yeah.
The person probably wouldn't take me serious.
Yes.
Yeah. So then people get all of these gears just for the
impress.
gimmicks. Yeah,
Yes,
for the
to
gimmicks.
impress,
You know,
yes.
and then so it's I don't blame them.
Yeah,
Sometimes
because sometimes truly,
Yeah,
I mean,
if
you know,
for-
a client will call
if
you
for
and say,
sure,
when you
them
give
say-
them a bill, they're like, oh, so this,
Yeah, so
oh,
this
you come
small
and point
camera-
this here and do this, that one too, you are charging me. But then, you know, they keep forgetting that you would have done your homework already.
Yeah.
All the things that you need to put into it's a creative work,
Yeah.
isn't it? So
yeah, so
well,
I think it's also about we, the creative people, educating the client
Yeah.
about some of these things.
Right.
That it's not about the gear.
Yeah.
It's about the person behind the gear.
Yes.
So
And even after you take the photo,
what
you
you
do
do
to it
to
before
yeah.
you bring it.
Yeah.
So Ben, why did you choose photography as your
Charlie,
job?
photography. I didn't choose photography. I think my dad was a photographer, but that's not the reason why I became a photographer. He was a photographer until I think I was still a kid, and then he stopped.
Okay.
But so then it
Why
wasn't.
wasn't making money?
I don't know. I was young. I was really a kid. So, but I saw him being a photographer.
Right.
But it all started back in high school.
Okay.
I went to Prempeh College, and like when we were about to write our final year exams,
Yeah.
like we were about to leave school, and it's like, oh Charlie, we are all leaving, you know. So then I was like, my dad had this point and shoot camera. I was like, oh, then let me just take photos. Like I'll just.
Is it the 110 camera?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was one of the digital point and shoot
Okay,
cameras.
okay.
So I just started taking photos of my classmates, the school, the environment, and then like as at that time there was a Windows Movie Maker. So then you could use the photos to do a slideshow.
Right.
And then after that, I used the photos to do a slideshow. And then I realized that like I actually enjoy doing it. Like
Okay.
I could stay up all night.
All night just doing that.
Yeah, putting that together.
And you didn't feel sleepy. You didn't
No,
feel tired.
I'll just be happy doing it.
Yeah.
And so like I kept doing this. And in fact, the money I made out of that slideshow is what I used to pay my final year exams.
Oh.
Yeah. So
So you realized you could make money off
yeah,
this.
but it wasn't really about the money for
Yeah?
me. Yeah. So I was just happy doing it, having fun, putting things together. Like you put the pictures and you put song below it, and it will make nice photos. So
Right.
then it started from there. So after high school, I was like, okay, let me just read online. Like since I have the interest, let me just read online and see. And I realized I actually love it. And
Yeah.
so I decided to go to NAFTI.
Okay.
To
pursue it.
Yeah, to study. Actually, I wanted to go to NAFTI to study editing because I love editing,
Putting
video
the stuff
editing.
together.
Yeah, but then I realized that photography, it just came in.
Okay.
And then I realized that I was actually happy doing it. Like,
Okay.
Yeah, whether I'm being paid or not,
You're just happy doing it.
Yeah.
Talking about money, is photography, you know, a sustainable business for you? And also, do you think it's a sustainable business for the youth out there and for people to pursue?
Yes, photography pays a lot. Like it pays big time. Is one of the best thing to happen to me.
Right.
Yeah, because I started doing it, like it started taking care of me when I was in high school.
Right.
From high school to university, I paid my own school fees with photography.
With photography, all right.
And taking care of my siblings with photography.
Right.
So it's actually like a big deal.
For you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the other thing is that it's about where you find yourself. Because like a place like Ghana is gradually catching up. Like people don't really want to pay for
the work.
For photography, or generally like for creative stuff. Like it's hard to convince people to pay good money for it. But even Nigeria, a place like Nigeria, that place, like I have friend photographers over there who are making a
Big
lot
bucks.
of money.
Okay.
With the same work that I'm doing.
That you're
here.
doing. Yeah, and you are being paid peanuts for.
Yeah, Charlie.
Yeah.
So it's about where you find yourself.
Where you find
but
yourself.
photography is the best thing, and it's fulfilling not only in your pocket. It doesn't only fill your pocket, it fills your heart. Because with me, even if I'm being paid, whether I'm being paid or not, I'll still pick up my camera
And
go
shoot anyway.
Like I'll shoot.
Yeah.
So
if you're mentioning shoot, be careful. So what do you think is the future of photography in Ghana?
Well, first of all, the future for photography is forever. Like photography has been there before I was born, and it's going to be there when I'm gone. So it's just going to be forever. But the other thing is that I think is we've gotten to the age where photography is really important.
Right.
Because right now, social media, the media is all about pictures. It's all about pictures. So photography is like one of the integral way of communicating right now. And I wish that the government of Ghana or even the continent of Africa would take photography seriously. Yeah, because like for about 10 years now, I've seen how photography has changed the narrative changed the image of Ghana or Africa in a whole.
Right.
Because like with some of us, like every post, somebody like Bob Pixel, he does a lot of documentary work. He travels around Ghana and take photos. Like I've been in Accra and Kumasi all my life, but through the pictures of Emmanuel Bobie, I've seen that there's this place, there's this part of Ghana that like I need to explore. There's so many things in Ghana that like through photography you came to realize. Yeah. So I really wish the government of Ghana would take photography seriously. Like actually we should pay attention to even the kind of photos the kind of photos we take of the president. Like I wish they would really pay attention to it, because like somebody like Obama,
right?
Yeah. You know, that the photos alone, like it just speaks and it's just on point. No
libby laba, and it's like it's not they don't wait for him to pose.
No,
the guy is ready.
It's just documenting
the moment.
It's just documenting. And there's this photographer who is actually doing well. The photographer of Shatawale, he's called Curtis.
Okay.
And I was telling him the other day that like what he's doing is actually really important, because the guy has actually documented Shatawale's life, like from when he started to now. Like he follows him everywhere, and so in future, if Shatawale is gone, his photos
so the documentary will live
the
narrative
forever.
Will tell the story.
Good photos, no be say like some no good photos of him.
No be say like some anamu photos. No be like anamu photos.
Good documentation of the guy.
Right.
And up to now we are using photos of Kwame Nkrumah that is owned by Getty Images.
Right.
And every time the government of Ghana uses that photo, they pay them.
To pay.
Yeah. Up to now, we don't have any good photos of our leaders. Right. Sometimes I wish I could just get a chance and just take nice photos of the president or the ministers. You know, just for documenting sake.
Just for shaggy reasons.
Yeah. So like it's about that time, because we're in that age where like images is what is moving the world.
You know, until we tell our own story, and this is the time where we can tell our own story. We have the opportunity to tell our own story. Back in the day, we didn't have these cameras and these equipment to document our stuff. But right now, we do have the opportunity. So this is to you, the photographers out there. We can tell our own story, like Ben Bond is saying. We can tell our story by documenting our everyday life and the beauty of our continent, the beauty of our country. Brighten the corner where you are, because if you don't, you allow somebody else to tell your story. And back in the day, we were complaining that the foreign media was only telling negative stories of our country. Now we have the opportunity as the citizens to tell our own story. So go out there and do good stories, do good photos, and let the beauty of Ghana show.